And here
Welcome, everybody. We are live here in Warfield, Kentucky on this beautiful Friday morning, and the champ is here back in studio, JJ, as Cannonball Champ returns to the Bluegrass State.
Here we go.
So how's things been? Have you burnt down the studio?
I mean, you're gonna have to ask everybody in the comment section, how I did for the most part. But I think that overall, I kept the ship. I kept it up. I didn't pull a Titanic, so I think that I held things down, and I couldn't have done it without my main man, Bradley. Bradley, man, I miss you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Bradley does an amazing job,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have to have Bradley come on a couple times a week and get his expertise on some stuff.
Absolutely,
So,
he is a wealth of knowledge.
we appreciate everybody joining us this Friday morning here. His first segment is sponsored by Tug Valley Wellness Clinic. Royal Health is very important. With Royal Health, it keeps people from having to drive miles and miles just to be seen by a doctor, by a physician, or in case of an emergency, you don't want to have to take and go an hour away to a hospital. You can go right there to Tug Valley Wellness Clinic if you're in the Naugatuck, Lenore, Del Barton, Birch areas. So make sure if you're a Mingo County resident or anywhere that you go to Tug Valley Wellness Clinic for all your healthcare needs. So JJ, as getting started, we got a lot to talk about, but before we get started, I just want to give everybody a little reminder of what happened on vacation.
Well,
All right, next we have the best monster and McCoy.
I mean, hey, I brought home some hardware, JJ.
gold medals.
Yeah, and I couldn't have been more happy. But the trip to Tennessee went really well. Like I said, we went to Soaky Mountain, spent a couple days there, went up to Anakista, and boy, you talking about riding them sky lifts. I was scared to death. When you get my size, you don't want to be getting too high off the ground. And
I understand that completely.
Even the water slides, I only it took my daughter to the last day we was there before she talked me into riding one with her. And but I enjoy all the other stuff when you go to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. I enjoy going to the little stores, reading the shirts, the signs, looking at the crafts, looking at stuff like that. That's what gets me when I go to Pigeon Forge. That's what I guess kind of wets my whistle.
Absolutely, and you're much braver than I am, because I would have never went down one of those slides, because I've always had this fear, where I'm such a skinny guy, that I was going to somehow
throw you out.
Throw me out, yeah. Absolutely.
Well, you got to be a certain weight. I did find that out. There's a minimum weight and there's a maximum weight.
Uh-huh.
So but yeah, I enjoyed my time, man. 6 days off. I wait every year. That's the only time I get days off is that vacation. So very happy to be back in studio, though. But I see you're rocking a throwback jersey, Mate 1 Tigers.
Absolutely.
What's the story behind this one?
This jersey is actually mine.
Oh.
And it's from my freshman year of high school. And we didn't have the greatest record my freshman year of high school, but one of my highlights of that season was playing against the Class AA state champion at the time, which was Winfield.
Yeah.
It was actually the first game that I was able to get double digits. So that was a game that I was proud of. And I actually just got a message from my good friend Todd Nenny, who just so happens to be, Jackson's dad. This was his number as well. So,
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so this number has a significant piece of history to go with it, and I want to give a shout out to Todd Nenny as well.
So between you and Todd, that jersey has seen about 32 points in its career.
It's seen enough.
Listen, I love your throwback jerseys, man.
Absolutely.
And I still want to remind everybody, if you have a throwback jersey, make sure you send it in no matter what sport. And that way JJ can wear it here on the Startup Morning Show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this show's kind of took off, man. A lot of traction. A lot of people was messaging me about the show over the past week, and and you're getting a lot of businesses engaged. Yeah. I know today, thanks to our good friend Billy Davis, one of the owners and operators of 606 Hemp.
Yeah.
They got a 606 Hemp store in Matewan now.
Do they really?
Yep, located right in the town of Matewan. So make sure you guys go see it. But Billy's been working diligently, and he's got some local businesses that are wanting to be a part of the show. And today, we're going to do some giveaways today.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So what kind of stuff are we giving away today?
I think he's got $250 off a car at Tommy Maynard Auto Sales.
Oh,
yeah.
That is terrific. Yeah.
Then I think he's got, I think IGA is going to give away some goods, and we'll talk about that when he comes in. I think Justin Kirk over here at the pizza place is giving away some goods, and there was one more, and I cannot remember, but you guys have to stick around. And I tell you, how you're going to win these goods is you've got to like and share the show. Like, share, let us know in the comments that you liked and shared, and we will be drawing at the end of the show for some of the gifts that we're going to be giving away later in the show.
I'm really excited.
And we got a great show. Listen, we got Peyton Davis joining us in studio. Martin County point guard will be here in studio with us at 9:15.
Wait a minute. He's coming here?
He's coming here.
So this is going to be our first in-person interview for this show.
Yeah.
That is terrific. I can't tell you how excited I am, because I had a chance to watch him during the summer league, and this kid is really good. He's a very solid player.
He is. And then at 8:30, we will have a young man by the name of Peyton Mullins. Now, Peyton, we'll see. He's a new comic book author, and he's got a signing in Pikeville tomorrow. But we'll have him on talking a little bit about his comic book series and much more. So you guys definitely want to make sure you stay tuned throughout the show. It's going to be a great one here.
Absolutely. So I have a quick question for you before we go into our first commercial break. I know that you had a chance to go on vacation, for about 5 or 6 days. Did you by any chance get to see what went on in the sports world?
Actually, man, when I'm on vacation, I try to turn everything off. I don't want nothing to do. I look at my phone, but that's about it. But you're doing so much stuff with the family.
Absolutely.
That's the last thing on my mind. So, what's one of the big headlines?
Okay, well, we can start with Bronny James played his second game, and the final score was 80-76 in a loss to the Miami Heat. So I'm going to give you his statistics. He didn't have the most points, but he did fill up the stat sheet in a variety of ways. He had 3 points, which is obviously low, but he only shot the ball 3 times.
Trash.
He had 5 rebounds. He had 3 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. So he's pretty much doing what I predicted he was going to do, which was be kind of like maybe a Patrick Beverly type on steroids with his athletic ability.
So who did he do this against? The Little Sisters of the Poor?
Well, I mean, again, he did it against
that's what matters.
I mean, he did it against the Miami Heat's JV team. However, I think that it just goes back to what I was telling you. I think that, with enough work and him accepting what his role could possibly be, I think that he could be a very solid role player.
JJ, we just got a knock on the door, and as we were just talking, 606 Hemp owner Billy Davis in the house.
How you doing, man? It's nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, we're going to have Billy. Billy, sit down in the chair there. We're going to. Billy has been orchestrating, and he's doing everything he can to make sure the Startup Morning Show is a hit, and so he's went and got a lot of local businesses being engaged, and we're going to sit here, Billy, talk about some of the gifts we'll be giving away today.
The first one there you got is a $25 gas card. That's worth its weight in gold.
Especially
from Warfield Zip Zone. It's right here around the corner here.
Can be used at any marathon.
Any marathon takes that card. And We got a $250 off a purchase of a car over at Tommy Maynard. Tommy's a huge sponsor of ours, big supporter of ours. And then we got a large one-topping pizza over here at Halftime Grill over here at Kermit, over here at Justin Kirk's.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the other one we had? Didn't we have another one?
And we also got at IGA 2 cases of Pepsi products.
Yeah, and those are he said those are actually cases, not 15 packs. Man, the price of Pepsi products went through the roof here lately.
I agree with you 100%. When I was in the oil field about a year ago, before I went in there, like a 12-pack of Mountain Dew or Pepsi was like $4.50. I got laid off 7 months later, and as soon as I got laid off and came back, it was literally almost double the price.
Oh yeah, it's like $8 or $9 now.
Yeah,
that's for 15. I don't know what a case is even going for right now.
Yeah,
but I mean that's another local supporter of ours, Brad Pack.
Yep. At IGA, and that's what I want to talk about. I see you brought some breakfast in with you.
Yeah, he sent some biscuits and stuff over. So when you guys try it, make sure you guys was ready to go this morning, he said.
Absolutely, yeah.
I just left there literally just 2 minutes ago when you guys came on the air, and they got you on the TV over at IGA over there.
Oh, okay.
Man.
So you're telling me IGA in Warfield, you can go get breakfast at IGA in Warfield?
Go get breakfast. I didn't really know that. I always went there and got like sandwich platters and stuff like that for family reunions. And everybody knows about the famous potato salad over there. But I didn't know you could actually go there and get breakfast in the morning.
I didn't either, and that's something that we're going to have JJ. You stop by on the way to the studio and buy some breakfast every morning. But IGA, I was telling people the other day, people don't realize, Billy, how important IGA is to the community of Warfield. If IGA was to something happen to IGA, this community, it would probably doom this community, because then, the people here, you're going to have to travel to a Walmart, to a Food City, drive 30 minutes to get stuff. And, I've been really surprised about, how important, since I've been living here, I've noticed I'm there probably 3-4 times a week, easily. IGA
is your last home store.
Yep.
Home grocery store. You know what I mean? Brad, born and raised here. His son plays ball with our sons. Yep. I mean, he's a big supporter of the high school, middle school, and he's a big supporter of the show. Like I said, they're over watching it right now. You gotta support local businesses, and that's what I was telling you when you told me you want to do this morning show. Mm-hmm. I said we gotta get the local businesses supporting you. You're right around the corner from a lot of them, and we gotta get them on there. We gotta support them.
Absolutely, it's a team effort at the end of the day.
It is, and Zach Callahan says thought Peyton was on. He said, "I'm here for Peyton, not Billy." And he,
I'll be signing autographs after I leave here. $5.
There you
Don't
go.
bring no checks.
JJ, a lot of people don't may not remember. Billy's called some games with us on there before.
Really?
Oh yeah, I've called a few games. I stay pretty busy with our 606 stores and stuff, but yeah, I call a few games off in Bowling Green down there with Darryl and at Western Kentucky down there a while back.
Called some Tug Valley games.
Called some Tug games. Love my Tug boys.
Hey, I got a cousin that cheered for Tug Valley. She won 2 state championships, so I'm right there with you.
Oh man, anybody's cheered for Tug has got those rings.
Yeah, shout out to Elizabeth Dotson. One of my favorite cousins. So yeah.
Well, and that's one thing, it's very important. Billy is a vital piece to what we do in the show, because 606 Hemp is one of the biggest backers. When you talk about sports in the area, there's a good chance that 606 Hemp will be sponsoring one of them ball games that you see on. So definitely appreciate Billy coming on, and appreciate him trying to jumpstart the startup show with some great gifts. And a way you can win these gifts, guys, is make sure you guys hit that like, share button, and let us know in the comment section. Comment a number. That way, at the end of the show, we can have somebody pick numbers, and then whoever's number that is who's going to win. So make sure that you guys comment a number, and then we may do some trivia, Billy. May do a trivia question too. Yeah.
It's just from what I've already talked to some other businesses. I run out of a lot of time this week. I had a lot going on, but it's just going to keep growing. Next week, I look for it to be twice as big of a giveaway.
Absolutely.
Just keep growing. But we want local businesses to reach out to us and say, hey, I don't got, this great big campaign, money to go for to sponsor every single show you got, but here's this product. Can you push my product on there on this for them? You know what I mean?
No.
It's you don't got local businesses. Walmart ain't going to support your kids.
No.
You forget about it. Your sports.
You'll never see a Walmart sign hanging on a little league fence.
You'll never see one.
No.
That's corporate.
You know what I mean?
No.
It's got to be the local businesses that gets them out there.
Well, guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to talk about some stuff going on around the area, including Jaylen Brown and what's going on with him in the NBA. You definitely want to stick around for this story. Got a lot of local sports topics, and then don't forget 8:30, Peyton Mullins, comic book author, will be coming on, and then at 9:15, point guard from the Martin County Cardinals, Peyton Davis, point guard, shooting guard, Peyton Davis will be joining us in studio. Come right back and join us after a word from our sponsors.
Started right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Walters Kia. By now, you know Kia is a great vehicle, and you know they come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So why should you buy from Bruce Walters Kia? At Bruce Walters Kia, we're going to change your oil for free for life. And what you do with that money you save is up to you. Come check out the 2022 Kia Carnival and the 2021 Kia Sorento. Only at Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville. Or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
Pass, bring them to Hall & Jones Funeral Home in Burgee, Kentucky. We let you grieve in peace instead of worrying about a heavy financial burden of burying a loved one. Here at Hall & Jones, we have multiple chapels that can accommodate any size family. We look forward to helping you and your family here at Hall & Jones. And we are back here in Warfield, Kentucky. JJ Pruitt, Darryl McCoy, JJ rocking the Mate 1 jersey.
Yes,
and I see Todd Nenny is tuning in, says, nice jersey, JJ.
Thank you very much, Todd. It's debatable on who wore it better, but I'm gonna give you the nod.
Well, I've never seen Todd in high school play. Billy Davis in studio with us here. He may have seen Todd play in high school, but I played a lot of pickup games. Todd's got a little game.
He's got a nice step back.
Yeah,
he's got this
yeah,
one move where he does a pump fake and then he does a step back in the corner. He usually makes it probably 70-80% of the time. He don't miss very often.
Well, don't forget, guys, as we just mentioned, got a lot of gifts to give away today on today's morning show. Make sure $25 from Fastlane here in Warfield, guys, can be to any marathon. So make sure you guys tune in for that one. One large pizza from Halftime Grill over in Kermit, West Virginia. I want to thank Justin Kirk for that. We'll also be giving away 2 cases of any Pepsi product at IGA, and want to thank them for this delicious breakfast that we've been taking in between commercial break. $250 off a car at Tommy Maynard Auto Sales.
That's a big deal.
And Tommy Maynard is the biggest used car auto, period. There's not a bigger used car salesman in Eastern Kentucky than Tommy Maynard.
Yeah.
It's not even close. Absolutely. Can you think of any, Billy?
No, it ain't even close.
Yeah, he's got 2 lots. Well,
it works for so many people too, man.
Yep.
I've seen people from every income you can think of go over there and walk off with a car. I mean, he's great. We walk every time we go in there. He just says, "What am I sporting this time?" I mean,
if you need a car, Tommy will make sure you leave there with one. I mean, that's the kind of guy he is. So make sure you guys go see Tommy Maynard. By the way, this segment is sponsored by Tommy Maynard Auto Sales, located in Inez, Kentucky. So, JJ, the latest controversy that's well, first I want to get to you talked about watching sports.
Mm-hmm.
while I was on vacation.
Yes.
I don't turn ESPN on in July.
I mean, it's a dead period, but
it's horrible. Like I turned it on the other morning just to watch, because when I watch ESPN, the only reason I watch it Sports Center, whatever the talk shows are, Skip Bayless, Stephen A. I'll tune in, talk, listen to them talk about sports. But in July, it's the worst TV programming. Whoever runs ESPN does a horrible job. I guarantee you that the numbers are lower in July than they are any other month, because who wants to watch tennis and soccer? That's all that's on there. Tennis and soccer. And you tune in the mornings. That's where people get so used to, and they get so programmed into watching their morning talk shows. And then you turn it on and you got Wimbledon going on. Who wants to watch that?
I mean, there are people out there that do, but I'm just not one of them.
I don't enjoy it at all, and I say that now on a local sports landscape. I like it. We got one of the players on the Martin County team, Bryson Dawes, plays on the tennis team.
Really?
It's making a big push. Tennis is, a lot of your big athletes are using that instead of, going to track and field. A lot of them's going over to tennis. Mm-hmm. We had Grant Bingham a few years ago, end up going to state, and he was a big time football player, went to UK to play football, but he spent his springs on the tennis court.
And there's a lot of money in tennis.
But nobody wants to watch it on TV.
No.
Back
and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
But what I did catch was from social media, and that's the Jaylen Brown controversy.
Yeah, that's something that Bradley and I talked about yesterday, but since you were on vacation, you didn't get a chance to hear about the story. So apparently he was left off of the Olympic roster. And what made it even crazier was one of his teammates ended up getting the spot instead of him. And what it was Kawhi Leonard ended up dropping out of the Olympics.
Jaylen Brown, finals MVP for the Boston Celtics, has 3 teammates on the Olympic team. He's the finals MVP, and he got snubbed, and he is blaming Nike for this. Now, if I'm Nike, I'm not doing him any favors, because look at these shoes that he's wore over the past few years. There's the X with the Nike mark. He likes Kobe's. He wears the Kobe's. There he is with the reverse Grinches, but he takes the Nike check off.
Yeah, if you know that specific brand is sponsoring that team, and that team is going to be seen by billions of audiences, during the Olympics, you're kind of digging yourself. Digging your own grave.
Let us know, guys. Let us know what your take is on this, because myself, and it all started because he weighed in on Kyrie being blackballed by Nike. He was cut off the Nike chain. Kyrie was over commenting over the book.
Yeah, some sort of controversial.
Yeah, over a Jewish book.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. Listen, it's one of them things. It's an A and B conversation. He didn't need to weigh in on that, especially when you're a big time athlete. And I'm not sure if he was ever sponsored by Nike or not. If Jaylen Brown was, but that's still, that was between Nike and Kyrie. Now, don't blame Nike for something that you got yourself into.
Absolutely. And he's always been an individual that a lot of sponsorships have, been reluctant to actually sign him for anything.
Well, he's a guy that gets the job done, but he's not flashy. He's a defensive guy, a great guy. And, he's a guy that every winning team has to have, but he's not a guy that's going to draw a lot of interest in.
He's not as relatable to the majority of people as, some of these other players are. He's a very smart individual. A lot of people.
They said he's smartest player in the NBA.
Before he got drafted, a lot of, general managers were hesitant to draft him because they thought that he was too smart for the NBA, didn't even need it. And then it just so happens whenever he was his agent was negotiating his big time contract that he got, I believe it was last year. I think he was teaching like an MIT robotics class while his agent was in the process of negotiating.
Yeah. He's unbelievably smart, but you say that, but most people that's smart don't have common sense, and common sense would have got him out of this situation. Absolutely. And that he's found himself in. What about you, Billy? You got any thoughts on that?
I mean, you're going to get slammed no matter what you do with that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he got left off. It ain't right that he got left off. I don't like a roster altogether, to be honest with you. I've just about went away from the NBA and started watching more of the WNBA.
Yep.
You know what I mean? At least they're gritting right now, and they're all getting fined over fighting and swinging, and it's a little bit more physical for me. So
there you go.
I've turned to the WNBA.
The 90s basketball
yeah,
is back.
I ain't worried about Team USA men. I've touched fouls. I went to the women, buddy. They're old school playing right now.
There you go.
Big Caitlin Clark fan. I took that up.
She comes in and gets hit by 2 or 3 people, like some female versions of Charles Oakley. And,
yes, I'm telling you, there's a trip in my future to Indiana to watch her if nothing don't go wrong.
Absolutely.
Listen, and that's the draw right now. WNBA, the NBA better watch out. If they don't step their game up, then WNBA will take over.
You know, and I found it interesting. Like even Michael Jordan recently sold his team.
Yep.
You know, he sold it. I think he sold it for $3 billion. But I'm thinking, like, you know, you bought your team originally for I think like $200 million to $300 million, and then fast forward 10 years later, or 10 or 15 years later, you end up selling it. But you know, why would you sell it anyways? I mean, you know, are you trying to tell us that you think that the NBA a couple years down the road is going to start to decline, or you know, what are you trying to tell us by making that move?
Well, I don't know how much I would dig into that. You know, I don't know, you know, what his financials are. Or, I'm sure he's not hurting for money, you know, because he's making.
He owns 5%. He gets 5% royalties on every Jordan sneaker that's sold.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, but I do know that the NBA, and I think it goes over to the college game too. You know, more people will start paying attention to college nowadays because, you know, now they're not amateur athletes anymore. They're pro athletes too because they're getting paid. You know.
Well, since you brought that up, let me ask you this: what do you think about all these states that's going with the NIL with high school basketball?
I don't like it, you know, because like I said, it's your amateurship, and at the end of the day, you know, high school kids, any other job, you know, you got to be 18, and I do understand the fact that you know, you can go fight in the Army, you can go, you know, at 18, you know, but you know, you can't do it at 16. And right now, that's what's happening. These kids are getting paid, and it's going to end up, it will ruin high school sports because kids, you know, it's hard enough for adults to manage, you know, locker room, you know, well, man, that kid's getting paid, you know, $20,000 this year, you know, and then for coaches to keep that together. These ain't coaches that's got all this experience like college coaches or pro coaches. These are young people. I mean, a lot of them, I mean, there's some coaches that's 24 years old, head coaches. How are they going to manage that? And then you manage the egos of all the kids. It's just, and you want to know why inflation keeps going up. You want to know why your price of milk is what it is today. You want to know why a case of pop is, you know, $12 a case. You know, it's because of stuff like this. You know, and I'm not a big fan of it at all. You know, I'm not
a big fan of it either, but I've seen there's 6 or 8 states.
It's coming. It's coming.
I mean, Florida's already got it. I think California might be another one. But here,
North Carolina's one.
Here's one that I worry about. Like you said, young coaches and stuff.
Yep.
I see a lot of legal trouble in their future.
Are they going to be taking some money quietly?
Where did that money be spent? Where did that money come from?
Yeah.
Did that high school, I mean, you're talking about a high school kid.
Yeah.
Did that high school kid pay taxes on that?
Yep.
Did mom and daddy do that? And then look at the super teams. You're going to see a lot of them. I mean, from around here, we don't have no big companies. We couldn't sponsor no NIL here. But now, Georgetown, Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky, Louisville, if it come to Kentucky, would you start to see super teams that's got the big money in the big cities?
You won't get that big money. But listen, these are high school kids. You know, like for instance, you know, take Martin County. That's where we're at. You know, Martin County's got some of the best support of any high school that we cover. And it's not even close. The community supports them. You know, a gift card from a gas station. You know, if that kid's getting his tank filled up twice a week, you know, I may go there. I mean, that would draw a kid to there, I mean, 2 tanks of gas, so you're going to see, and if that happens, then you're going to have to see the transfer rules. I mean, they're going to have to be lightened up on. I mean, because they're going to be kids moving for certain situations. So
what if they just capped it? Like, for example, because I know there's a lot of kids out there that come from families that don't have very much money, and I get like you finally have an opportunity to contribute in some sort of way if your family has bills to pay. What if they put like a cap on how much that they can receive in their NIL deals? Like, what if they capped it at like, okay, you can get you a deal, but what if you cap it at like?
Well, I don't want to interrupt you here, but we are we're going hard against the hard break here, so we're going to have to take a quick break. When we come back, we will have Peyton Mullins, comic book author, joining us here on the show. And make sure, guys, in the comment section, comment numbers, hit like, share, let us know that you liked and shared it, and comment a number. We will have gifts to give away toward the end of the show. Make sure that you hit it in the comment section. If you got questions, comments, shoot them. But we will be right back on the other end of this break with Peyton Mullins, comic book author.
Walters Kia. By now, you know Kia is a great vehicle, and you know they come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So why should you buy from Bruce Walters Kia? At Bruce Walters Kia, we're going to change your oil for free for life. And what you do with that money you save is up to you. Come check out the 2022 Kia Carnival and the 2021 Kia Sorento. Only at Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville. Or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
Drug today and let them fill your prescription. Eric Holman Drug has been serving the Chapmanville community for over 46 years. They're a proud supporter of the Chapmanville Tigers and all mountain athletes.
Incorporated Little Flower Clinic announcing help needed. We're seeking donations of gift cards to help us make a difference for our homeless and at-risk patients. Gift cards will be used for new clothing, new underwear, and personal hygiene items. If you're interested in helping, please contact us. Call Kendra Cole at 606-487-9505, extension 342, or mail your gift cards to Little Flower Clinic, 279 East Main Street, Hazard, Kentucky, 41701.
We're back here on the Startup Morning Show. JJ Pruitt and Darryl McCoy here in Warfield, Kentucky, as we've been chowing down on some IGA breakfast between breaks, JJ.
Ooh, this is going to definitely help me get my weight up.
Well, you could use a lot of IGA in your life.
Yeah,
so
I'm working on it.
This segment is sponsored by Logan Bank and Trust. If you're looking for a loan, go to Logan Bank and Trust today. They will help you and make the process easy. Now, as we come to this segment, this is one thing I'm very interested in. We're going to talk to our next guest here, Peyton Mullins. Let's bring him in. Peyton, thanks for joining us today. Peyton Mullins, comic book author of what's the name of the comic book? The All-Star?
The Astounding All-Star. Yeah, thanks for having me, by the way.
No problem, man. I've been looking forward to talking to you, about this. This is something that a lot of people's not educated on, and comic books was a big thing when I was growing up. But nowadays, I'm very surprised that there's people like you that's getting into comic books, and not only that, being an author of one.
Yeah, no, man, it's definitely more of a dying industry for sure. You hate to call it that, and it's obviously not very smart business-wise to try and jump in and join a quote-unquote dying industry. But, I've been an advocate for the last couple of years through social media and stuff for trying to get people into reading comics, and, I feel like I've done a decent job of that. Maybe not so much locally, but through the people I've reached with my TikTok and everything, I've got a decent sized audience and stuff there. But I'm very, very passionate about comic books as a medium, and I would love to see more people get invested in them and give them a chance again,
Yeah, I mean, you say dying industry, but listen, at the blink of an eye, it could make the comeback, just like baseball cards. They was huge when we was growing up. In comic books, I never was a huge reader of them, but I was a collector. I would collect them, and because I wanted the value of them, and I never even opened. Well, I got some up right now in my bedroom that's never been opened. And, that's something I could see people, getting back into, especially, nowadays, 90% of your movies that come out are Marvel movies.
Yeah. Yeah. Based on the comics and everything. And yeah, no, definitely in the early 90s, the comic bubble was huge, as far as said for collecting and everything like that. Some single issues would have 25 different variant covers for people to collect of it. We haven't done quite that much with my book. We have 3 variant covers, but that's as much into the trade market as we're going with it.
So how many how to say, I don't know in comic book world, but how many episodes have you created so far? How many issues?
Yeah, so this is the first issue of my story, basically, The Astounding All-Star. Right now, it's planned to be a 5-issue story.
Okay.
That's what in comics it's like you think of your single issues as chapters almost. So it'll be around 5 chapters, or and if it does well and if we're selling well and everything like that, and I can continue funding it, who knows? I might start a second arc and tell another 5 or something like that. But for right now, we have a plan to be 5.
Well, I'm definitely excited to see that. And one of the reasons that I wanted to bring you on is, tomorrow at Page 3 in Pikeville, Kentucky, you're going to be doing a book signing, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell the folks a little bit about the time and, how they can get there? And, is there a limit? Are you going to be there a certain amount of time, or give people a little info on that?
Yeah, so Page 3 is my local store. I've been getting my books there weekly for years now. But yeah, they're located right near Pikeville High School. In Pikeville, I'll be there from around 11:30 to 7. I'm going to try and stay there all day. This is something you only kind of get to do once. First ever comic book releasing. My local shop. I'm going to try and do my best to be there the entire day for anybody. So make it easier for people to be able to swing by and come see us and, get a book signed or whatever. And obviously try and help support the store and everything like that too. But yeah, so I would say around 11 to 7 on Saturday.
Let me ask you this. If somebody can't make it over there, can they message you, contact you on social media and buy a copy there and have you sign it and send it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been lucky enough, through my social media channels, I've obviously made connections and everything. I've also worked with a online shop while bringing this to life. You can see down here in the bottom corner, they've got their logo on the book, comicbookdirect.com. So anytime somebody wants to, if they reach out to me, message me or whatever, I send them a link to Comic Book Direct and they can just purchase an issue through them. So, obviously we want to support our local store. Want you to go to Page 3 if you want to grab one. And Page 3 is going to have them on their shelves. So, it won't just be tomorrow while I'm there signing it. They'll have them there if you can't make it that day. Obviously, I want you to support the local shop. But if you want to get it online, obviously message me. I can set you up with a link and all that good stuff.
And if enough people buy it, I'm sure that you may be doing further book signings in the future, correct?
Yeah, for sure. Especially, for issue 2 and stuff like that. As the stories keep going on and everything. Yeah, absolutely. And then too, conventions and all of that stuff. I obviously we didn't come out in time for Pikeville's convention this year, but I'll be there next year. And, I like Huntington Comic Con is, I think, August 10th, something like that. So I'll be hitting some local cons and stuff to do signings there as well.
Oh, well, the JJ, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Peyton. I don't know a ton, but I've been friends with Peyton through his brother Drew. But Peyton, I contacted him when we first started. Peyton, he had a little sports gig going, and he's a big sports fan too, and if he wanted to do what we're doing here, he could have done that as well. He's very smart when it comes to sports, and he's a former Belfry Pirate. So, there's you a little 6 degrees of separation as you get ready for your questions.
What year did you graduate?
2013. So 2012 was my senior playing season.
Okay, yeah, I was class of 2007, so I was wondering if we may have went to school together.
No, you just missed each other. But JJ, you got any questions?
Absolutely. So, when I first found out this morning that we were interviewing a comic book writer, I was pretty stoked. And, I haven't read many comics in the last couple of years, but I appreciate the level of creativity that goes into, making a comic. What are some of the comics that you grew up, reading that it kind of inspired you?
For this one, for sure, I would say stuff like All-Star Superman, Grant Morrison, Frank Quitely. That's one of my favorites. Invincible probably has a little bit of play in it. John Michael Straczynski's Amazing Spider-Man. That's another one that I kind of took a lot of inspiration from for, this run specifically. But also there's just, and I think every creative person does this. There's some inspiration from my personal life as well that goes into the book. I mean, the character being an athlete, before he becomes a superhero is a part of it as well. I mean, that's so obviously there's some stuff that I kind of pull out of my own life to put in there.
Absolutely. And so I'm also somebody that's a fan of like sports memorabilia and stuff like that. And every once in a while you'll get on like Google and you'll see that a comic book recently sold for like $1 million or $2 million. I would like to know personally, like, if there's one piece of comic book memorabilia that you would like to get your hands on, what would it be? And also, what is the most expensive piece of comic book memorabilia that you currently possess?
Oh man, one that I would like to get my hands on would, and obviously, I wouldn't have the money for this, but Amazing Fantasy 15, which is the first appearance of Spider-Man. If you could get something, graded like a 9.8 or something with that, that issue probably is worth $2 million alone, but yeah, that would be like the holy grail of something that I would like to add to my collection. As far as books in my collection that is worth the most, I have several, CGC graded ones. I've got like, first appearance suits, like the first appearance of the Iron Spider, stuff like that. Probably right now, because of the new kind of bubble that's building with the new Ultimate Spider, like Ultimate Universe and Marvel, Ultimate Spider-Man #1, I got signed by Ryan Stegman, who did the cover for the book. I would say with that being graded, it's probably worth around $500 right now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's actually really
for
good.
a recent book, it's the trade value on this new Ultimate Universe is insanely high right now. Will the bubble burst on it? Probably at some point. Yeah, but for the moment, the value on these new Ultimates books are, up there.
Okay, so out of all the comic books that you've read versus those comic books that have been adapted into films, which film do you think got it the most right? If that makes sense.
Oh man, like as far as staying faithful to the adaptation, I would
absolutely
say that probably. Oh God, I'm trying to think the one that's the most accurate to the comics. Show-wise, it's Invincible for sure. I would say out of like the MCU, I think Captain America and the Winter Soldier is probably the most adjacent to its comic book companion. And it's also one of the best, of the MCU in my opinion. So that's probably the one I would go with.
That's a good one. And I got one last question. So Darryl and I, a few days ago, we were on this show and we were talking about like our favorite superheroes and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I told him that mine was Blade. Yeah. And he was like, that don't count. I was like, yeah, it does. Because in the 90s, Marvel was about to go in debt. Like they were literally on the verge of going bankrupt. And then in 1998, they released Blade, and that's when they took off. So I want to know your personal opinion on what you think about Blade, and do you think that he would classify as a hero?
Yeah, no, I love Blade. Blade might be a little more of a anti-hero or whatever, but he's definitely not a bad guy. But no, I think Blade's a hero, and as part of kind of what we've been talking about in this entire conversation, Marvel was bleeding money in the late 90s. We kind of talked about the comic book bubble building in the early 90s and how, Darryl was talking about people were collecting them for trade value and all of that stuff. When bubbles grow like that, eventually they have to burst. And when it did burst, it burst hard. Marvel tried this like rebranding thing with Heroes Reborn. It was a massive failure. They'd paid these creators like Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee millions and millions of dollars to handle this like kind of relaunch that they were doing. It didn't go well at all. And that's actually how we end up with Spider-Man's movie rights being owned by Sony, Blade's movie rights being bought, the Fantastic Four, Ghost Rider, all of them. Like, that's why none of them were involved with the MCU, because by the time the MCU came around, Marvel had already sold all of its movie rights to its, quote unquote, popular characters. So that's how Marvel actually stayed in business with selling off the rights to all of their characters through the late 90s. And like you said, Blade is actually what kind of got them back on track.
There we go. What did I tell you? Yeah.
Yeah, they well, I tell you, Peyton, I am very excited to see a local guy, go and try to enter the comic book world, and never know where this take you. Hopefully we'll see you at a Comic Con in the near future. And guys, the Astonishing All-Star, make sure you guys go out to Page 3 tomorrow. Be there. Peyton will be there all day with his book signing. Go out, support Peyton, buy a copy, and get behind this comic book world, and let's get a surge going here. Peyton, I want to thank you once again. You got any last things you want to say?
No, I just again, thank you all so much for having me on the show. It's been a great conversation. I really appreciate the support and all that. So.
Yeah, we'll definitely bring you on in the future, and I want to dig into some of your sports takes too. You got a gift there too. So I definitely want to bring you on, and hopefully we'll be talking to you in the coming months.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you,
guys. That was Peyton Mullins, comic book author, the Astonishing All-Star from Belfry, Kentucky.
Yeah, and I'm really excited. I think I may go down there and actually get me a copy of that.
I hope you do, man. I hope you do. Everybody needs to support that. Now, we got a lot of numbers coming in. Guys, when we come back, we're going to give away. We're going to do our county of the day. So we're going to learn about one of the counties in our coverage area. Plus, when we come back, we will be giving away our first gift. Then we will also put the trivia question out there and see who can answer it. The first one that answers it correctly will win a gift. So make sure you come right back and join us here, guys, on the other end of the break, as we will have our County of the Day coming up next here on the D&D Sports Network. And a discount tobacco today. Nobody can beat Oceana Discount Tobacco's great prices or their great services. You're treated like family from the second you walk through the door. We want to thank Oceana Discount Tobacco for sponsoring today's events. Go follow them on Facebook. Drug today and let them fill your prescription. Eric Holman Drug has been serving the Chapmanville community for over 46 years. They're a proud supporter of the Chapmanville Tigers and all mountain athletes. D&D Auto Sales. Right now, guaranteed credit approval. No credit, bad credit, good credit, it don't matter. Guaranteed credit approval 100% right now at J&B Auto Sales. Stop by and see them today in DeFord, Kentucky. Crum Funeral Home in DeFord, Kentucky is committed and giving the highest quality funeral services for a fair and reasonable price. If you don't want to have to deal with heavy financial obligations during your grieving process, come see us at Crum Funeral Home. Our staff is ready to serve.
High School, continue to follow D&D Sports, best coverage in the mountains.
And we are back here on the Startup Morning Show. JJ Pruitt and Darryl McCoy here in Warfield, Kentucky. Guys, this segment is sponsored by our good friends at Mingy Beef Jerky. Guys, if you're looking for the best beef jerky in the business, go to your local convenience store today and take advantage of one of their 7 delicious flavors.
They got 7 flavors?
7 flavors.
I'm basic, so I've never...
they got bourbon. They got sweet and spicy. They got the original. I'm a big fan of the original.
Uh-huh.
I always, I like jerky, but it's something I would eat maybe once a year or something like that, before. But since Mingy comes out, at least, I buy at least 4 bags of Mingy a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
the next time you get a bag, I definitely got to try it.
And the interesting thing is, kids are starting to use it as protein. When you go to a ball game, look around. Look how many empty Mingy bags you see in the gymnasium.
Oh wow!
Yeah, kids these days that's their source of protein is Mingy beef jerky. You can get it in you can buy the single size or you can buy the bags.
Oh wow!
So, all right, guys, county of the day. But first, we want to take and ask a trivia question, and we will give away 1 large, 1 topping pizza from Halftime Grill is the first gift we're going to give away. Now, guys, I ask that you do not Google this. I'm sure there is some of you that will, but this is the trivia question. Who was the first professional sports team to draft Pat Riley? So make sure you guys let me know in the comment section what your answer is. And, the winner of that will win a free pizza from Halftime Grill in Kermit, West Virginia.
I have a guess in my head. I'm going to type it in my notes. That way, whenever it comes time to answer it, I can show you what I think my guess is. And then let's see.
All right. So as we're going to the county of the day, let's move on. Our county of the day is going to be Johnson County.
Oh, wow.
So, JJ.
Look at all of that stuff you have written. Where do you find all of these facts from? Every time you give me an assignment, whenever it comes to picking a county, I'll get on Google and I'll look on all these websites, and usually I could find the year that they were founded. I could find the population, how many counties, and maybe a few notable people, but I can never find 3 pages worth of stuff like you.
Mike Hampton says the Heat. Jamie House says the Lakers. Both of them are incorrect.
Oh, wow. And Jamie, I'm going to show you on my phone. The Lakers was my guess as well.
Yeah. So we'll give this away at the end of this segment and give people time. What was the first professional sports team to draft Pat Riley? All right, guys. Johnson County, population 22,680. It was born, its birth date is February 24th, 1843. Johnson County is a moist county.
Oh, so that means that there's like 3 cities in the county that...
It ain't a certain number. It means it's a dry county with wet cities.
Oh, okay.
Johnson County was named after Vice President Richard Mentor Johnson. He was also the colonel of the War of 1812. So that's how they got their name. County seat is in Paintsville. Largest city is also Paintsville. 264 square miles. 2.2 miles of that is water. And that surprised me because of the Paintsville Lake. I thought it was bigger than that.
Yeah.
So very surprising there. Made of land given up by Floyd, Lawrence, and Morgan. So Floyd, Lawrence, and Morgan gave land, and that's how Johnson County got formed. All right.
That was nice of them.
Yeah, very nice. First 25 years, Johnson County really struggled due to no roads or highways. So it was a poverty-ridden county. A very tough start for Johnson County, but as you know, Johnson Countyans are resilient. And they ended up when horseback, the only way that mail could reach them was from horseback and steamboat. But years later, when they got a couple roads built and when they could get a stagecoach in, that's when it started booming and when it was connected to the bluegrass region.
Oh, wow.
Which is the normal civilization. Now, Paintsville started to thrive in 1860. But the Civil War tore families apart because of it being a border state. And it wasn't just a border state, it was a border county. So, you had a lot of brothers fighting against each other. One on the Union, one on the...
Isn't that crazy how...
the Confederate side. So
yeah, isn't that crazy how they were so close together? And in spite of that, still,
Well, in 1862, they had enough and they had an ordinance... said that the ordinance was no Union flags or no Confederate flags could be flown inside the county.
Oh,
so,
wow.
And that helped a lot until they got rid of the ordinance. And when they got rid of it, it helped a lot, believe it or not, because they started flying American flags. Mm-hmm. So the info, carpetbaggers come in. They call them carpetbaggers. I mean, I guess that's a slight, kind of like a yellowback or something like that. Yeah. But they come down from the north and was giving citizens misleading info. Now, this guy, Thomas Jefferson Mayo, he was known to some. He was an entrepreneur and a hero. Mm-hmm. To others, they thought he might have been one of the ones that really hurt Johnson Countyans. But come to find out, he was giving misleading information and talking people into selling their coal and mineral rights for pennies on the dollar. And in a lot of cases, property was traded for just a new shotgun. So basically tell them that, the property wasn't worth anything. And then there was a string of fires that burnt down county seats. And there was no record of people owning property. So sometimes they just took property.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
it's a brutal time to live in.
It was a tough situation there. But Thomas Jefferson Mayo, he died in 1914. Like I said, some of them he was heroes, but he built the mansion known as the Mayo Mansion in Paintsville. It's now occupied by the Lady of School Mansion. Or the Lady of the Mountains School.
Oh, okay.
So, and we got some contacts with people that go to that school. One of our old sponsors, Jennifer Sarton, her kids go to the Lady of the Mountain School, which is located in the Mayo Mansion.
Oh, really? So I do have a quick question before you get into more facts. So the other county that we were discussing the other day, you were talking about the variety of last names that are still associated with that county to this day. Is this county similar to that as well?
That I do not know, but just like every county, you normally got 5-6 names that dominate, the county. So, in Johnson County, you can go through, just look at the high school roster, and you can see, the names, the families that have stuck around there. Mm-hmm. So, also the highest point in Johnson County is Stuffley's Knob. It's 1,476 feet above sea level. Its lowest point is the Leviza River on the Lawrence County side. So border counties are Lawrence, Martin, Morgan, Floyd, and McGoffin. Major highways are US 23, 460, 321, and Route 3.
Oh, wow.
One airport, the Big Sandy Regional Airport. And you have been there.
Yeah, that's the spot that you took me to. That's near the prison.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah. So that's the one up on the mountain. The closest commercial airport is the one in Sarita Canova.
Okay.
So in Huntington, 1980 population reached its highest at 24,432. Today, it's only dropped 2,000. So really? 22,680, but it's estimated to drop 680 people a year. Oh, so that's what the estimation drop is for next year. Males' income is 30,000 average. Women is 20,000. 2 high schools, Johnson Central and Paintsville. JC recently named U.S. News one of U.S. News' top American high schools. It came away with the silver medal, so it got second place. Then JC is known for football, wrestling, basketball, baseball, and softball, and their academics. High academic school, Paintsville, has won state titles in football, basketball, baseball, and golf. Colleges are Mayo and Big Sandy Technical College. Attractions in Paintsville are the Paintsville Lake, Apple Days, Paintsville Rec Center, Paintsville Golf Course, Country Music Highway Museum. So I told you about the Country Music Highway US 23. Yeah, okay. They got a museum right there located right off US 23. Coal Miners Museum, which I did not know they had there. Jenny Wiley's gravesite is there. Now, do you know who Jenny Wiley is? She was took and captured by the Indians.
Oh, really?
So that's why you got Jenny Wiley Lake and all that. But her gravesite is in Paintsville. She's from there. It's Loretta Lynn's home place. Famous people, Loretta Lynn's home place. Do you know what the holler is?
No.
Butcher Holler. You've never heard of it?
No, I've never.
You got to get there. Famous people, Loretta Lynn, Tyler Childers went to Paintsville, Crystal Gale, Chris Stapleton, Jenny Wiley, John C. Mayo, Jim Ford. I'll get to Jim Ford here in a second. Johnny LeMaster, John Pelfrey, J.R. Van Hoos, Todd Tackett, J.J. Jude, and Willie Blair, who played in the big leagues.
Really?
Yep. So there's a little tidbits about Johnson County.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
that's a lot of facts.
A lot of facts.
Yeah.
So as we talking about Johnson County, the Jim Ford is a famous songwriter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now he ended up taking, and he had a dark history with cocaine abuse, stuff like that. But he wrote songs for the Temptations, Marvin Gaye, a lot of people like that. So Jim Ford from Paintsville,
yeah,
big songwriter.
If he wrote for them, then he had to be really talented.
So as we got here, guys, we're giving away the pizza at Halftime Pizza and Grill in Kermit, West Virginia. The trivia question was, who was the first professional sports team to draft Pat Riley?
Yeah, and it looks like, according to Google, I did a quick Google search. It looks like there may be one or two people in the comment section that have the correct answer.
Well, let me see here. Let's see. We got Heat, Lakers, said San Diego from my coworker, Kim Davis Smith says. Love the Wildcat sign. Jenny Woods Mosby says. Carl Little says the Rockets. Said, took me 2 guesses to get it. Well, guys, nobody has got this answer that I've seen yet.
Really?
The first professional sports team. Now, Kim Davis Smith is the closest.
Mm-hmm.
San Diego Rockets, which is now the Houston Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first basketball team.
Yeah.
But as we know, the NFL draft is first. And he
Right.
was drafted as a wide receiver to the Dallas Cowboys, never playing college football.
Oh, wow.
And as you know, he went to the University of Kentucky.
Yeah, he played against the team that was in the national championship. They played against the All Black starting.
Yeah,
conference,
the Texas Southern.
The Texas Southern team.
Yeah,
he was on that roster.
Yeah, so that's something. That's why I said make sure the first professional sports team, which should have been a kind of a hint that it's not basketball. So so Dallas Cowboy wide receiver Pat Riley.
So should I give them my trivia question to see if somebody can get it?
We will do it when we come back.
Okay.
And we're going to give away another gift. So you do not want to go away because we got a load of gifts. But more importantly, coming up next, we got Martin County combo guard Peyton Davis in the house, JJ.
Another killer.
Yes, we do. So come right back and join us here on the Startup Morning Show.
Started right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Walters Kia. By now, you know Kia is a great vehicle, and you know they come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So why should you buy from Bruce Walters Kia? At Bruce Walters Kia, we're going to change your oil for free for life. And what you do with that money you save is up to you. Come check out the 2022 Kia Carnival and the 2021 Kia Sorento. Only at Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville. Or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
Pass, bring them to Hall & Jones Funeral Home in Burgee, Kentucky. We let you grieve in peace instead of worrying about a heavy financial burden of burying a loved one. Here at Hall & Jones, we have multiple chapels that can accommodate any size family. We look forward to helping you and your family here at Hall & Jones. Welcome, everybody. We are back here in Warfield, Kentucky with JJ Pruitt, Darryl McCoy here on the Startup Morning Show. This segment is sponsored by our friends at Double Quick. Get it on the double at Double Quick. So as JJ, we are getting ready to get started here with our guest. We're a few minutes early, but anytime I catch up with Peyton, I want to give him a little bit of extra time because Peyton's an interesting character. So you definitely want to do that. Absolutely. JJ, as we do this, if you don't care, take this mic over there and set it beside Peyton.
Okay.
As we're getting started. But guys, we're going to give away next 2 cases of Pepsi product from IGA. Now, guys, this can be any Pepsi product. And, a lot of people don't know, JJ, Pepsi, in some states, Dr. Pepper is a Pepsi product. In some states, it's a Coke product. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I've always heard Pepsi products, Coke products.
I learned it when I went to North Carolina because, around here, you're used to Dr. Pepper being a Pepsi product. When you go to North Carolina, it's a Coke product.
I thought that was like two completely different brands. Like,
No, undoubtedly not. But, that's a true story. But, guys, as we're giving away our next prize, we want to give it away courtesy of a local trivia question. JJ, what is the trivia question you come up with?
I'm going to give you a two-part question, and I'm wondering if somebody in the comments section can get this right. What year did Tug Valley High School win their first ever state championship in basketball? And how many state championships have they won total in basketball as well? And this is boys basketball.
Leave that in the comment section. And, guys, we will be giving away a $25 gas card courtesy of Fastlane in Warfield. Make sure you guys take, and only way you can win that, like, share, comment a number in the comment section. As you see the numbers popping up, that's why they're doing it. So let us know, pop up a number in the comment section. We will pick a number at the end of the show, and that's the only two ways that you can win the gas card or the Tommy Maynard Auto, $250 off a car. So make sure you guys comment that right now. So as we see a lot of people tuning in, a lot of people commenting, we want to without further ado, a lot of people are here for one reason, and it's this young man right here, Peyton Davis. Peyton, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Peyton, now you are the starting combo guard for the Martin County Cardinals. Now, JJ, I normally let you start out with the questions. I know you was intrigued that Peyton has been to Rupp Arena twice.
Absolutely. I had no clue about that. So can you tell me a little bit about your experience with playing in Rupp Arena? Because I know that's the highest level that you can get to whenever you're, in the state of Kentucky. Like that's everybody's dream to play at Rupp Arena. And for you to have already played there twice, can you tell me what the experience was like?
I mean, it's probably the best experience I've had so far in high school. The whole community came out and watched us when we went there and played. There's nothing like going there and playing. It's the dream.
I lied. He's been there once. His first year, COVID wiped it out.
Oh,
so he didn't get to go. They won region. That they punched their ticket, and they didn't get to go.
Hey, but you still punched their ticket at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So what teams did you play against, and did you get a chance to see the floor? I tell all of my audiences that I'm still learning about the players each and every day. So can you tell me a little bit about what those games are like for you?
We went and played Frederick Douglass. It was a really good team. Played almost all the game. It was really fun. We ended up losing first round.
Yeah. So, JJ, for people that don't know in Kentucky, Peyton, every team needs a Peyton if you're going to compete downstate, because once you get downstate, it's a different world. Around here in the mountains, undersized bigs, have a lot to do with winning and losing. But once you get downstate, Peyton, you find quickly that strong guards are the way to win, right?
Yeah, everybody down there is strong.
Yeah. Frederick Douglass was a different level, strong and fast.
Yeah, everybody on the team was fast.
Yeah.
Well, I did have a chance to call some of your games this summer, and some of the things that stand out to me is you're a very tenacious defender. So can you tell me about some of the players that you try to model your game after, whether it's on the collegiate level or on the pro level?
I think for a second. I always watch Kawhi Leonard, defense, Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lathan Hall was a really good defender.
Yeah.
We had a player a couple years ago that used to watch a lot, Ethan Smith Mills.
Yeah.
He was probably the best defender around here for a while.
He was a lot like your game, even though he played a forward. His game was modeled a lot like yours. He was the guy that done the dirty work, that got the rebounds, defended. And for you that didn't know, I know when he mentioned Lathan Hall, you probably don't know that name, but Lathan Hall was the defensive player of the year. And he was the first ever defensive player of the year. He's the one that really hung his hat on defense and taught kids it's okay to shine through a different way.
Right.
And Peyton is the reigning Lathan Hall Award winner.
Wow. That is so. Was he more of a perimeter defender, or was he somebody that got the blocks like in the paint? Like what was his style of defense?
He was a perimeter defender. And a little tidbit: both Lathan Hall Award winners have come from Martin County.
Really?
Matt Linville won it the first year, and then Peyton won it this year.
That is very impressive.
Yeah. So Peyton, talk a little bit about, we know that, Corey Hayes has a lot to do, with you being in the physical shape that you are. You've been going there for many years. You're one of his prized pupils. Talk about what Corey Hayes has meant to your game and how he's helped you along your journey.
I mean, Corey's changed everything with me. We're all family, but I think everybody that goes to Corey's is top dogs around here, best players.
Yeah.
Makes you a whole lot faster and stronger. And I wouldn't be where I'm at today without him.
And the thing I like there, he's sport specific too. Like he don't have you doing the same thing as the football players, or the football players doing the same thing as softball players, correct?
Yeah. We do a lot more footwork and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We don't have to be as strong as football players, but he makes sure we're there.
And one thing that I've noticed is it's not just you going in the gym and him building you up, but whenever I go to your games, I look and I see him there cheering you on. It seems like he follows his athletes.
Yeah, he's a real big supporter of everybody that goes in the gym with him.
Yeah. So as you're moving into this year, last year, you started 90% of the season. Then this year here, you're coming in as one of the top dogs. Had a huge summer. You had 3-game stretch this summer where you hit 7 or more threes in 3 straight games. Talk about your shooting, and everybody knows you as a defender, but it seems like you've really worked on the outside shooting part of your game.
Yeah, man, I'm in the gym every day, getting a lot of shots up. It's probably the best I've shot right now this summer. But
you said he had 7 3-pointers like in a single game 3 times.
Yeah,
that is really impressive.
Man. Yeah, 3 times this summer. And the other thing, Peyton, that when you take this year, you have to take, and it's a different role for you this year. Because this year, you've always had Luke Kell there. You've had Braden McKenzie, Sturgill, Matt Linville. You've had Brady Dingus, players like that there. This year, you are them guys. Talk about heading into your senior season, knowing that you got them younger guys under you where you once stood, how you're relishing that role as a veteran and being a leader for this team. I mean, does it make you nervous, or are they pressure?
No, I mean, I know everyone on our team can step up and make good plays and be good. We got Parker Watts, phenomenal player, can score at will. Bryson Dowd, great point guard. Jackson, great defender, can do anything he wants. Devin,
he's a freak, ain't he?
Team player, can block anybody's shots.
Bryson Dawes, he's an incoming freshman. He's probably one of the kids that needs that veteran leadership as much as anybody. This year, do you plan on kind of taking him under the wing and teaching him the ropes like Brady Dingus did you?
Yeah, I mean, exactly like Brady did me.
Yeah,
pretty much. I mean, one more year and Bryson could be top guard in region 2.
And you see, Peyton, JJ, is also the point guard on our D&D Mountain Elite team. So, he's we can tell a big difference when Peyton's there and when he's not, because of the grit that he brings. Like we're a very good team without Peyton. We're a great team with Peyton. And we found that out last year when he broke his ankle. And the first practice we had, he broke his ankle, and we had to go a long stretch without him. When we finally got him back, we realized, what he meant, and he was the missing piece. I mean, he's what every successful team needs, JJ.
Absolutely. And there are just some players out there that, are almost impossible to replace. I mean, he's probably one in every 15 or 20 players that you can run into that actually have that kind of mentality that it's like, well, look, I'm going to do all the little things that some players may need to conserve their energy for other stuff. I'm going to do all those little things and make sure that my team is effective.
Well, and Peyton, talking about, where you're at right now, and, you've slowly grew your game, and this year, I was shocked to see Martin County, when you come out, I thought for sure that you would be the point guard. And, but it seems like you're shooting the ball so well that Coach James is moving you over to the wing. And, if you had your choice to play either position, which one do you like playing more?
I mean, probably the 2 guard. like to get a lot more shots up.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure off of us.
Well, it definitely does that, and and you could still create from the 2 guard spot.
Yeah, I mean, we got Bryson. He can get to the basket pretty good.
Yeah.
He can just kick out to us.
Yeah.
Pretty much automatic. Me and Parker out there.
Yeah. And that's the other big thing. He talked about what this team is peppered with next level athletes, and when you take and look, Peyton, on right now you hold offers from KCU, Alice Lloyd, and you've got numerous others that you're in contact with. Kind of talk about the recruiting process, and are you like soaking it in, or are you in a hurry to get it over with, or is it a hassle to you, or is it something that you're relishing?
I mean, I think it's coming along pretty good after this summer, especially.
Yeah.
Got a lot of coaches talking to me, but yeah, I got 2 offers right now. By season, I think I should have a couple more.
Yeah, that's and that's what I would as talk about your strength and conditioning and how that's played a big part. Do you think you would be where you're at today as far as on the recruiting side of it if it wasn't for your strength?
No, 100% not. Because I wasn't where I was at, and then I started going to Hayes training, and that really boosted me up a lot. If I wasn't as strong as I am, I wouldn't go to guard these Kentucky teams.
Yeah. Now, here's why question I want. As a player, being a Martin County Cardinal, being able to play in front of maybe the wildest and rampant fan base, on the Kentucky side, talk about what it means and how fun it is to be a Cardinal.
I mean, it's really fun. We have a packed out gym every single game. Whenever we go, like Eastern Kentucky for All A or Rupp Arena.
Yeah.
Everybody in Martin County went and watched us play.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And if you don't believe it, look at the region tournament. I guarantee you, if you go to the box office and see how many tickets are sold, Martin County games has almost doubled everybody else's attendance. McGoffin County showed up big last year, but Martin County is definitely, for the last 4 years, owned the Expo Center.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And so I'm not as familiar with your full roster. So can you tell me how it compares from last year to this year? Like, did you lose a lot of players last year? And if so, have you been able to do a good job of filling those spots, or do you have most of your roster back? Because I know, Darryl was telling me that you guys made a heck of a run last year and just came up short. So do you think that, how was your roster?
How many did you lose? You lose 4 seniors last year?
Yeah, we lost 4 or 5 seniors last year.
Yeah, 5 seniors. So it's a new team, basically, and they with Peyton now. When you take and look at Martin County, I always it don't matter the pieces because of your coaching staff. Talk about your coaching staff.
Got JJ, he's great, one of the best coaches in the region, in my opinion. Got Jared Crum, he's a really good coach. He pushes us a lot during practice on defense, especially. That's what I like about him. And you got PJ and Coach Harris. They're really good too, especially during practice to push us.
And it seems like during the off season that you really connect to Crum and Coach Dingus.
Yeah, Coach Dingus is really good, ball handle and stuff like that.
Yeah,
teaches us what he did to Brady.
Yeah, so when you take and you come into this year right here, what are the expectations for this year? Is it Rupp or bust, or are you okay with a district title, or I know what the goal is, but what would you be satisfied with?
I mean, winning district, winning region, winning hopefully a couple games at Rupp too, though.
Yeah, that's and that's something that y'all have never done yet, right?
No, never. I don't think.
Yeah, that's rare for an Eastern Kentucky team to win games at Rupp. I mean, I was talking to JJ before. Paintsville has done it. Yeah. Then Shelby Valley done it, and Pikeville a couple of years ago with Kim Works and them. Yeah, they won 2 games, I think, down there, and ended up getting beat by GRC. So but Martin County, I mean, that I'm sure the last time you was there to Frederick Douglass, and the way that y'all lost probably left a bad taste, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we just got nervous when we got down there.
Yeah,
it was all kind of young still. But this year, I think we should make it to hopefully the Elite Eight. That's the go.
Well, and one thing that you see in a lot of teams is, that get down there, the first time they get down there, it's fun. It's a party trip.
Yeah.
Second time, it's a business trip. We've seen that with Reed Shepherd, seen it, Travis Perry. It's always that second time whenever you have that success, because, you're not enamored by the locker room, by the lights, by, everything, them taking you out, to Memorial, and, you getting to do all that stuff. All that stuff was neat, but you've seen it before, right?
Yeah. Done everything.
Yeah.
Went to practice gyms and got to practice there, locker rooms.
Yeah. So this time here, you've seen a couple teams this summer, but talk about if you could see 4 teams that could be in y'all's way in the region, who would them 4 be?
Probably like Johnson Central.
Yeah.
They got everybody back from last year. Pikeville's always got a great team. Pike Central never really count them out. They got Jaden Stewart.
Yeah.
He's a great player. I don't know, Painesville, they might be a good team. You never know. Those
would probably be the 4 that I'd pick too. But that's the tough part about it when you look in y'all's district. Three of the top 5 teams are going to come out of the 57th.
Always.
Yeah.
So that's like a murderer's row almost.
Oh yeah. And as at Martin County, for people that don't know, talk about who y'all's biggest rival is.
For me, it's Johnson Central, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, most people would say Painesville.
Yeah.
I've always had a lot bigger games against Johnson Central.
Yeah.
I feel like the crowd's always there for it, especially this year since they're going to be a great team.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a great game.
Well, and that's the interesting thing. Even last year, you had McGolfin coming out, so that was 4 of your top 8 teams. That Super Region. Do you think that the Super Region overall, you got 1 year where you went through it? Do you like it better?
Yeah, I like it better. I think it gives us more chances.
Yeah.
I think it hurts everybody else in the region though.
Yeah.
Everybody from the 57th is there now.
Yeah.
Especially in the Final 4 games last year. 3 teams were there.
Well, I think it done its job. I think at the end of the day, you got the best 8 teams at the Expo.
Yeah, I think it.
Yeah, it took away the first round blowouts.
Yeah.
So normally it would have been a case last year where y'all, and this is no slight, but say a power like you guys would have played a Phelps or something like that, and you would have seen a blowout in that first round.
To where to watch a game like that. But
yeah.
And you got us first, like. I don't remember who we played first round. Like Shelby Valley, maybe?
Yeah, you got Shelby Valley, Pikeville, Betsy Lane. Y'all played Betsy Lane, didn't you?
Betsy Lane first round. That's a lot better matchup.
Yeah. So it's, and when you're sitting here, you talk about, I see you're one of the hardest working athletes that they are. It's every day. You're either at Corey Hayes or you're in the gym, most of the time both. But, what does Peyton Davis do in his off time?
We love to go fishing. Me and Dad go fishing every chance we get.
Okay.
Go to movies, go hang out with friends, family.
Okay. Now, what are they to do in Martin County for people that ain't been here?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out as well.
In a movie theater.
Yeah. You're a big pickleball player too, right?
Oh, pickleball is great. Jackson's never beat me at it, but
now the smack.
Yeah, we might have to make that happen out here one day.
If we had a pickleball rankings, I'd probably be number 1 right here.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
I've never played it before, but I would be up for the challenge.
Maybe
we can film it.
We might have Peyton give you some work, JJ.
Challenge accepted.
But when you talk Martin County, as you said, you got the community center, you got gyms there. There's plenty of stuff to do. Most of the time it's outdoor stuff here. A lot of riverbanks that you can hit. A lot of bike paths. And that was the thing that I was enamored with is how much the community like stuff. When I went in town the other day, it was neat the way they had like the umbrella alley and
cool.
All that stuff like that. And I hope that they had that one I don't know if it was the old jail. Is that what that is?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I hope they open that up for tours or something one day. I think that would be huge. But, is Martin County, I know you come from Kermit, is where you went to middle school. Is Martin County, when you become an adult, is that where you'll always call home?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Kermit was a big part of my life, I think.
Yeah.
All the way up to middle school, but I feel like everyone over here just got my back more.
Yeah.
Just, they welcomed me right in.
Yeah, that's what, and, is Martin County, is it something that, do you want to see it grow? I mean, could you see yourself one day residing back in Martin County?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just where everybody I know is here.
Yeah.
Just always a great big family.
Now, Peyton, JJ, has two brothers that are nurses, and Peyton is wanting to go be a flight nurse.
Really?
Yeah, and not only is he wanting to be a flight nurse, he puts a lot of work into a lot of community work in, and that's rare for a high school kid to take time out of their life to put community work in like he does. He's part of the Kermit Fire Department, and he's went on many fire departments. And when we had them big floods in 2022 that wiped out Eastern Kentucky, he went out on the boats, helped save a lot of lives there too. But talk about why do you do that? Most kids don't. They want to be playing video games. They want to be doing stuff like that. Why does Peyton do stuff like that?
I've always done it since always watched my dad and brothers do it growing up. It's just all about giving back, really. It's community.
Yeah. Now, where do you remember your first fire?
The first one that I got to go into. It was really cool. It was in Kermit. It was a couple months back.
Uh-huh.
It was really cool. I don't remember a lot about it. But
I like how you said it's cool. Like I'd be kind of nervous.
Go in there and see the stuff.
Do you ever, and I'm sure having your dad there with you on fires, he probably don't let you do too much dangerous stuff, does he?
No, he makes sure I'm safe all the time.
Yeah. Now, when you take and you got to witness firsthand what that flood done to Eastern Kentucky, will you ever forget that?
No, that was really awful.
Yeah.
Just a tragedy, really.
Yeah. Wiped out all kinds of homes, took lives. People lost their animals. Everything we had here, people lost.
Just never imagine it happened to a place like around here.
Yeah. It just took us by storm. It was actually right around this time.
Yeah.
So, everybody enjoying their summers, and then just like that. So as got some fan questions for you, Peyton. That everybody wants to know, what does Peyton Davis, when you hit the ball court, what is your favorite shoe?
Probably the Mellows right now. I got about 10 pairs of them.
Well, that's the Martin County team shoe, right?
Yeah, everybody on the team has a pair of Mellows.
He's a Puma guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not by design, right? Y'all just all come together and all wear them, right?
Pretty much.
Coaches don't make you do them, do it?
No. We don't have a team shoe, but a couple players had them last year, so we all just went out and bought a couple pairs.
Yeah, I don't know that. Was there anybody that didn't have Mellows last year?
Not that I know of.
Yeah,
all the starters had Mellows.
I can't remember anybody. Now on your playlist, when you get in your car, what is Peyton Davis listening to?
Oh, like hip hop, rap music.
Okay.
Little Baby.
A Little Baby. Uh-oh. Yeah.
Get
a little Dirk action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if Peyton Davis is to sit down and watch a ball game, NBA game, college game, baseball, football, who are the four teams you root for in them four areas?
Oh, NBA, the Lakers.
Hey.
I'm a Braun fan.
Yeah.
College basketball, North Carolina.
Okay.
Football, like always Alabama.
But
LSU for baseball though.
LSU, okay.
Paul Skeens fan.
All right. I'm sure, and we'll get to this.
Yeah.
This was one of my topics, but I'll go ahead and discuss it while we got Peyton on the show, because I'm sure Peyton probably knows more about it than me and you do. Live Dunn. signs up for her 5th year in college. She is set to make $8.3 million. She come back to college for her 5th year. You know, have you ever cared about gymnastics as much as you do right now, Peyton?
No, we all know why Darryl's watching gymnastics right now. I mean, that's the only reason I watch it, honestly. But she's great at it. She's made a lot more money than anyone else. So.
She's unbelievable, and for her to make $8.3 million at gymnastics, that's wild.
It's crazy.
And we all know. I mean, it's not. The gymnastics ain't really, it's her social media presence, you know, that does it. But, you know, when you see people like doing that right there, you know, and capitalizing on NIL, you know, we're even seeing it filter down. You know, a lot of the athletes at UPAC are getting NIL stuff. At your age, do you even think about, you know, that and the opportunities? Like when you go post stuff on social media, do you ever think twice about, like, okay, should I do this because it might come back to hurt me?
I mean, no, because I never really post anything like that I think would come back to hurt me or anything like that. But you do, I think about it because I know all the coaches that are following me all the time.
Yeah.
They're always on there looking for stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got kids looking up to him as well.
Yeah, and that's one thing with Peyton. You know, Peyton, he's a different breed. You know, most kids his age they care less about, you know, the kids looking up to him and all that. Peyton, he really relishes that role, and he tries to be a leader. And, you know, when you taking them younger guys that you see come in there, the Aiden Copelands, Chase Hinkles, you know, I mean, it is that one reason you always try to be on your P's and Q's so them kids can see the right way.
Yeah, I mean, I think we really took those kids under the wing this summer. They're going to Corey's with me right now. Getting stronger, better.
Jackson Pack.
Yeah, Jackson Pack, his little brother.
Yeah.
Be a great ball player one day.
Like I'm little Nug.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's already got his rap name. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Peyton, okay, Peyton, and I probably already know this, but favorite sports car.
Sports car, Camaro for sure.
There you go. I'm a Mustang guy myself, JJ.
Well, you see my car, so you know I obviously don't have the best taste in cars.
JJ's pit crew.
Yeah, it's a little Nissan Versa, but it's good on gas.
Yeah, there you go. But you know, when you take and you know, talk about, you know, this coming up year, you know, this is your senior year. You know, right now, are you able to enjoy it? You know, do you even think that, you know, I got, you know, less than a calendar year before I'm having to start my life, you know, or, you know, are you excited to get through this year, or is it in the back of your head like, man, it's my last year?
I mean, I'm really excited for this year, but I'm not trying to like push it away, you know?
Yeah.
I think we're just one day at a time right now. Not really stressed about it any.
Yeah.
I know I have offers to go to college and stuff like that. So I'm just ready to see where it takes me, really.
Any advice that you could give, say, a young Jackson Pack comes to you and says, Peyton, you know, what do I have to do, you know, to reach where you're at right now as an athlete? What advice would you give a young kid?
I mean, my number one advice would be getting a weight room, really.
Yeah. I
think without a weight room, I wouldn't be where I'm at. But try to get in with Corey Hayes like Jackson Pack has done.
Okay.
It's helped him tremendously this summer. Get a lot faster.
Yeah.
Post on like Twitter and stuff like that.
Stay active on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge, especially with Twitter. I recommend anybody, any young kid. That's where the recruiters are at. That's where the action happens. That's where you get notices on Twitter. You know, Facebook is nice. You know, it's all, you know, family, friends, all that. But Twitter's where the business is done. So, Peyton, as we know, you got a lot to do. You got a month coming up. You got any camps, anything coming up in the next month where people can see you hit the court?
I think at the end of the month, we're going to Louisville for a couple camps.
Okay.
Hopefully get some AAU tournaments.
Okay.
Not really sure right now.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that because this is last year, and we got to make we got to go win a big tournament with the D&D Mountain Elite. You know, so far I think we're undefeated this year, but we played local tournaments mostly, and looking forward to seeing now that we got a great group of guys. Talk about real quick. Playing AAU. How do you disperse your time, and how do you manage in AAU? Do you see like do you split your time with workouts, or earlier in your career did you see AAU more valuable, or did you see workouts more valuable? How do you split the time between workouts, AAU balls, stuff like that?
AAU ball is great. I love going to play a lot better competition.
Yeah.
You go like away from here, but still got to get your workouts in between.
Yeah.
During the week, get your AAU and workouts in like different days. Really,
I think a lot of parents have it backwards.
Yeah.
I think a lot of parents in 8th, 9th, 10th grade, they're all about AAU. They think that's the way to get your kids seen. That's the way to get the kid's name out there. And then they realize after 3-4 years of AAU, well, this really didn't do much of all for my kid. And then they want to try the workouts. Now you need to do the workouts early. And then to me, if you're really good, play AAU in 8th grade. If not, then 9th and up. I think that's when you need to start getting into AAU, because if you don't have the fundamentals down, then AAU it ain't never going to help you, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. Hard work, skill every time.
Yeah, I agree 100%. But Peyton, we know you probably got a long day. We've kept you 40 minutes longer than what we thought we would, but do appreciate any time you come in, and hopefully we can have you on soon. As I know JJ, JJ's wanting to play one of the players. Yeah.
Now wait a minute. I may be good for like 2 or 3 possessions, so we may do like a get a bucket challenge. You may give me one possession to try to do it, or we can do a shootout. I'll let you take your pick. I'll let you take your pick.
I'll do shootout for sure.
Challenge accepted. Hey, he's my first opponent.
There we go. You heard it right here on the Startup Morning Show, guys. Once again, we want to thank Peyton Davis for joining us here on the Startup Morning Show. When we come back, we're going to give away a couple more gifts, including the highly valued Marathon Fastlane Warfield gift card and the Tommy Maynard $250 grand prize. So make sure you come right back and join us here on the Startup Morning Show.
Absolutely.
Drug today and let them fill your prescription. Eric Holman Drug has been serving the Chapmanville community for over 46 years. They're a proud supporter of the Chapmanville Tigers and all mountain athletes.
Started right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Pass, bring them to Hall & Jones Funeral Home in Virgie, Kentucky. We let you grieve in peace instead of worrying about a heavy financial burden of burying a loved one. Here at Hall & Jones, we have multiple chapels that can accommodate any size family. We look forward to helping you and your family here at Hall & Jones. Drug today and let them fill your prescription. Eric Holman Drug has been serving the Chapmanville community for over 46 years. They're a proud supporter of the Chapmanville Tigers and all mountain athletes.
Law High School. Continue to follow D&D Sports, best coverage in the mountains.
And we are back here on the Startup Morning Show. JJ, how about our first guest?
Man, he's a very well-spoken kid, phenomenal player, obviously, and like I said, I look forward to seeing him on the court.
How'd you like it? He had no doubt that he could take you down.
I mean, I got to get some reps up, but I'm definitely up for the challenge.
Oh,
We're going to have some fun for sure.
What do you think there's any chance that you score on him?
I think that if we shoot from Steph Curry range, I might be able to get him, but that would be the only way.
Now, Steph Curry range, are you strong enough to get the ball up to the rim?
I'm much more of a long distance shooter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm interested in seeing this. I want to see JJ shoot.
We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah. So guys, as we've seen a lot of, and we're gonna let Peyton pick a number. Peyton, between 1 and 30. Pick a number. 11. Let's see. We'll see if we got an 11 in the comment section here. If anybody's got it yet. If so, you will win the $25 marathon gift card. And you know why you picked number 11? That's his jersey number.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So if anybody would have really thought, they would have got that. Oh, we do got somebody.
Oh,
Kim
wow.
Davis Smith.
Somebody got it.
She is the head coach of the Mingo Central Miners, Lady Miners. So Kim,
wow.
we will definitely take or no, that's your sister.
That's right. Yeah, that's my sister. That's his aunt.
Yeah.
Hey.
She used to be the cheerleading coach over at Mingo Central.
Yeah,
North
that's
South cheerleading coach now.
That's what. Now she's still her husband coaches on the football or has something to do with it, right?
Yeah, he's one of the assistants for David. Yeah.
So she will be winning a $25 marathon gift card, Kim. So there you go. And I'm sure she'll be happy because the last time Kim was in Warfield, she wrecked her car. She backed into a fence.
Yeah.
So
you see the big spot on his head? You ought to listen to about the Peyton and Luke Hale weight room saga that's been going on.
Oh, I didn't even notice that, Peyton.
We've had a couple issues at the weight room.
Well, it looks like it. Yeah. I hope he looks worse than you do.
Yeah. He hurt his back lift and they dropped weights on Luke one day. The next day they go in putting up LED lights and somebody sticks his head to it.
Off the wall into my head.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we might have to get new insurance for Luke Hill's weight room over there.
Well, that we may have sell one of them cars off.
Yeah.
It looks like a Tommy Maynard car lot out here with all the Tommy Maynard vehicles.
It does, every one of them. If you're in Warfield, you will see Tommy Maynard auto on the back of cars. So, JJ, as we are moving on, we still got a ton of stuff to talk about.
Yes, we do.
As we was talking about, the thing about, did you see the story about the couple in a bar in Texas?
No, you'll have to.
All right, let me tell you this.
Yeah,
Let me tell you how you could stick your foot in your mouth just like Jaylen Brown did.
Okay.
All right. This couple went into I think it's like a Margaritaville.
Uh-huh.
And they wanted to funnel a beer. All right, they didn't have a funnel, so they chose to use this lady's derriere, so to funnel a beer. Well, come to find out, this was going around on social media. Somebody filmed it and was posting it. Well, this lady went to the police station and said, "Hey, this person filmed this and it's, they're sharing it everywhere. What can you do about it?" Now, the cops knew nothing about this. And they looked at it and they slapped the cuffs on her. And they said, "Can you tell us how to get a hold of this guy?" She told them. They went and arrested him and arrested them both for indecent exposure.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
so they literally.
And I tell you, one place you will never see that happen is at Trailhead Bar and Grill. They're family friendly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
very, very good place to go to.
Yeah, but when you take a seat, Jaylen Brown sticking his foot in his mouth, this person sticking their foot in their mouth. Sometimes it is good just to mind your own business, JJ.
Just not saying anything at all.
Yeah, so I mean,
don't worry about everybody else. I mean, you got two choices. You can live your life, or you can watch somebody else live theirs. And I choose to, live mine each and every day. And watch what I say.
This segment is sponsored, by the way, guys, by our friends at Kemper Furniture. If you're looking for furniture, go to Hazard, Kentucky at one of the largest furniture stores in the region. Make sure you go tell them D&D Sports sent you. You may have a special discount off. Now, Darren Peterson. Do you remember me telling you about that name?
I remember you that name, yes.
Do you know who he is?
Oh, man. You may have to remind me.
He is the point guard for Huntington Prep, the number one guard in the nation.
Oh, wow.
So,
do you have news on him?
Yes, I do. He was just got put a special article in Slam Magazine.
He made it to Slam Magazine?
Slam Magazine. So, as you know, for any hooper, Slam Magazine is the pinnacle.
That's like every high school basketball player's dream. Like when I think of Slam Magazine, I think of like the LeBron cover.
Yep.
Was the chosen one.
LeBron, Carmelo. Yeah, that's when it was at its highest.
Was OJ Mayo? Did he make the cover as well? Or
I don't know if OJ was on the cover of it.
If not, he should have.
Yeah, it'd be easy to find out. The OJ Mayo, of course, a local product. So you know, I watched OJ in 7th grade at the All-A State tournament, and
who did he play for again? Was it
Rose Hill?
Rose Hill. Okay.
Yeah. So and then he ended up going up to I think it was North College Hill in Cincinnati, and then come back to Huntington.
Yeah.
So then you know, so Darren Peterson, Slam Magazine couldn't be more honored. I mean, I spoke to his dad, and that was one thing his dad told me. He said, you know, this is one of the biggest deals for him, you know, because, you know, he's got a lot of big firsts. You know, he was the first to sign a first high school athlete to sign a big Adidas contract. Yeah, and he signed that earlier this year. He's having a documentary done on him right now. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of big firsts. He's been playing overseas, number one guard in the nation, has a chance to be the number one overall player if he has a big year. Right now, I think Boozer, and I can't remember who the other guy is that's in hand. But, you know, we got 3 local guys, or 3 semi-local guys, Peterson, a local guy, and then we got Moreno and Jasper Johnson, who are all ranked in the ESPN Top 100.
Really?
Yeah, so big deals there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. I heard y'all talking about Camden Park the other day. You know, and I heard y'all mention a lot of rides, but the one ride I didn't hear you mention was probably the most dangerous and the biggest there was the Thunderbolt Express.
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember the Thunderbolt Express, the one that come and then it done the loop?
I haven't been to Camden Park since like 2006.
Well, it's not there anymore. They got rid of it. I don't know why, but they got rid of the Thunderbolt Express.
Maybe because it was.
Believe it or not, I took my family to Camden Park about 3 years ago. We was in Huntington for a game, and we was like, you know, we was looking for something to do. We was like, let's go to Camden Park, and you know, still we had a ball there. You know, it's still fun to go to.
I mean, I believe the last time I went to McDonald's, like they had coupons at the cashier that said like you could get 30% off if you just take one of the coupons.
Yep.
You didn't even have to purchase any items. You could just grab one. And
Whitey Little was the first to say it. Sean Thacker got the answer right too. But Carl Whitey Little, 1999 was the first championship, and they've won 4 total. JJ.
That is correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that Whitey will win. That was the 2 cases of Pepsi products at IGA. So Carl Whitey Little, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like and share button. We still got a lot of show left here, JJ. And again, you know, I found myself them 6 days. It's got me a little out of whack, you know, because I'm not. I don't know. I'm not feeling comfortable yet getting back into the show. You know, something's feeling a little off. You know, it's going to take me a day or 2 to get back in the swing of things.
I don't know. I believe personally you picked up right where you left off. I don't think you've lost a step.
Well, I don't know about that, but you know, again, speaking of players that hasn't lost a step, what about Connor Fugate signing with Wabash Valley? Wabash Valley, for you folks that don't remember, Connor played at Paintsville, multi-sport athlete, 3-sport athlete, star pitcher, went to UK on an athletic scholarship. And this is, he's calling his redemption tour. Yeah. You know, Connor, you know, we won't go into it, but he got himself into some trouble. Not horrible trouble, but, you know, he's something that he knows he shouldn't have done. And he, you know, ended up taking now, he went somewhere last year. Somebody can correct me on who the school was. And then now he just committed to Wabash Valley. So I expect a huge year from this young man. He's one of the classiest kids that, he's always with me. He's been yes, sir, no, sir. One of my favorite kids that I've covered, him and his brother, Kobe. Two amazing kids. So I couldn't be more happy that Connor has found himself on the mound again. And I have no doubt that his redemption tour is going to be something special.
And you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to end it with, this is his redemption tour.
Yep. And then we also want to mention, we got 2 kids at Shelby Valley that picked up athletic scholarships to UVA-wise. Really? And you got Colton Stamper there with the Pancake Award. Colton Stamper for Shelby Valley Wildcats. And also we got Kyler Click. Both got full rides to UVA-wise.
Terrific.
So big shout out to them too. Dina Darryl and Carla Booth is hosting a camp right now in Crum, West Virginia. Highly recommend. Dina will be in and out of the area for the next couple months with the OPB Swish. I highly recommend somebody reach out to her and Carla and take advantage of their trainings. I hope that place is filled up, and I may make a trip up there and see how they're doing during today's class.
Absolutely.
So we got a lot of comments. Nathaniel Smith says, I see you, JJ.
Nathaniel Smith is a really good friend of mine. I don't get to speak to him as often as I used to, but, every time that we speak, we always pick up where we left off. Really good guy.
Now, also, Eli Smith has committed to Huntington Prep. He will be leaving Lincoln County to Huntington Prep. Now, Eli, he is the younger brother of Isaiah Smith, who won a couple state titles at Chapmanville. And Isaiah, he went to Dayton, I think it was, Daytona College down in Florida, played a year, and then he come back, spent his next year at Huntington Prep. So last year he was at Huntington Prep, and I think he's on the coaching staff now. I could be wrong, but Eli, he is one of the top young upcoming stars in our area. But now he has decided to go play for the Huntington Prep program, Huntington Expressions Prep, and big shout out to Eli. This is a kid that, if he gets the top trainers, top coaches that they got at Huntington Prep, this could be a special kid.
Yeah, I would love to see that one-on-one matchup, by the way.
Yeah. Eli's a big. His brother's a guard. So,
okay.
Yeah. But he, Eli couldn't be more excited for Eli as he goes for his next chapter. And, here's the interesting thing. Something happens and he don't like it at Huntington Prep. He's used his transfer. So the only place he can ever go back to is his original home school.
Oh, is that how that works?
Which is Chapmanville.
I mean, that still wouldn't be a bad school to go back
to. No.
I mean,
but I think Eli will like it fine at Huntington Prep, and I think he's going to fit in. And he's going to have a great career there. So big shout out to him.
Congratulations, man.
We got also Nick Kidd. Nick Kidd, former Prestonsburg Black Cat.
Hey, is he a golfer?
He was a baseball and football player at Prestonsburg. I think he played basketball too at one time. But Nick got a hole-in-one at Stonecrest.
Wow.
Yeah, big shout out to Nick for his hole-in-one. That's one of the hardest feats.
Yeah.
People ask all the time, what's the hardest sports that an average person could try? Myself, I think hitting a baseball might be the hardest thing.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Yeah, hitting a baseball from a pro or college pitcher would be the hardest thing, I do believe. And then second would be golf.
I mean, you can swing a club, and out of 5 or 10 swings, you may get lucky and bomb one. But in baseball, to be able to hit a pitch from it's unbelievably hard. But UK releases their non-conference schedule, JJ, and as they're sitting here, as I'm bringing it up, I'm going to talk about something non-UK that a lot of fans ain't going to like. Cooper Flagg is showing out. He worked the NBA players as they played the pro team. Cooper Flagg is the next big star. I already seen Chicago Bulls put a thing out where they're talking about tanking this year because Cooper Flagg is such a special talent. They're going to tank to try to get Cooper Flagg. He's one of the first players I've seen in a very long time that looks like he could come straight out of high school right now and play.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just watching the scrimmage game, the way that he was going against Anthony Davis and some of these players. Now, I know that they're probably not going full speed, but I believe that even if they were going full speed, I think that he could still hold his own.
Oh, they're going to go full speed at him. Yeah, they're 100%. They're not holding back for Cooper Flagg. You can bet that.
He's a Duke commit, right?
Yeah, he's a Duke commit. So we don't like that.
I mean, most people don't like Duke.
So. Yeah, I know I don't. But UK's.
Me and Bradley had a long conversation about that.
UK's non-conference schedule. All right, November 4th, Wright State. November 9th, Bucknell. November 12th, Duke at the State Farm Classic. Tuesday, November 19th, UK plays Lipscomb. November 22nd, Jackson State. Tuesday, November 26th, they play Western Kentucky at the BBN Invitational. Play Georgia State at November 29th. December 3rd, Clemson. December 7th, Gonzaga at the Battle in Seattle. UK versus Colgate, December 11th on Colgate. December 14th, they play Louisville. December 21st, Ohio State in the CBS Sports Classic, and plays Brown on December 31st.
So which game are you looking forward to watching the most out of all of those on the schedule?
Well, obviously the game, I'm really worried about the Duke game. You know, last time we played Duke in this, Duke worked us. I think was the Zion year, was the last year that we played Duke, and they blew us out. Yeah. You know, and this year just so happens they have another transcendent talent like Zion and Cooper Flagg. So I really worry about the Duke game. But the game that intrigues me the most is probably the Western Kentucky. You know, I want to see them play WKU. I think that's a game that should happen every year. And I'm excited to see that happen. And then the other is definitely Gonzaga. Louisville, I don't think Louisville's going to be very good. So I'm not as excited about this year's game. Yeah. But I do think that the battle in Seattle at Gonzaga, you know, and I'm glad. I think they signed a multi-year deal. Last year they come to Rupp. This year they go to Seattle. Then I think they'll come back to Rupp, and then I think the fourth year they'll go to Spokane, which is where Gonzaga's at, and they'll play in that real tiny gym. That's the game that I can't wait to see in the Gonzaga series, to see Kentucky. And one thing I like that Mark Pope said is that he's going to make a priority to play in the Maui Invitational again. I love the Maui.
Yeah, absolutely.
So big shout out there. Making sure that we went over all of our topics here. We talked a little bit there about Live Done. Oh, on the way home. Now, obviously, you know, we talked, and I'll remind people too, I'm the 2024 Soki Mountain Adult Division Cannonball Champ, for folks that didn't know. But I found myself feeling a little owed on the way home. I was in the car, you know, had the family in the background. They ain't paying attention. They're on their phones. And I listened to local radio stations. And I heard it say 98.7 classic rock. And when they said it, Matchbox 20 song come on. I was like, now the music of my childhood
is officially on the classic station.
Yeah.
So what do you put the 80s and the 70s and the 60s, like what is that, like ancient? What do they call that?
I don't know what it's called now, because, you know, and when you think about it, I mean, I guess it is 30 years old. You know, I mean, a lot of this music is 30 years old, so it is classic now. So I don't know. I mean, I found myself, you know, I reached a time in my life where I was like, you know, and then I looked in the mirror and I seen some gray in my beard, and, you know, and JJ, I think I'm old.
No.
I think I'm old now.
No, don't talk about yourself.
Let us know, folks. Yeah. When do you think you're officially old? Now, when I was a kid, a 30-year-old, when my mom was 30, I thought she was one step away from my grandma.
Yeah.
You know, now that I'm 40, I don't think 30 is that old. I don't think 40 is that old.
Yeah.
But, you know, for some reason, when I was a kid, it seemed like 30 and 40 was a lot older.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like now it's not as old as it used to be. Because if you look at pictures of like basketball players from the 60s and 70s, and you see what they look like, and then you look at the age of what they were at that time, it's like, man, you guys really went through a lot to look like you're 40 and only 20 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always wondered that, like, why do so many people from previous time periods look significantly older than they really? I don't know if it has to do with the nutrition or.
I think a lot of it is the nutrition. I
It may
think
have
it's
been.
The health. I think it's taking care of their teeth, their skin, skin products, all that. I think a lot of it is the haircuts. Have changed. It's not the old feather cut or So and myself, I think a lot of it is just the fact that in today's world things make you feel younger. I mean, like everybody's dressing younger. I mean, there's a lot of reasons that go into that, but I think now. I think it's almost to a point where I don't really consider 50 old either. I think 65. I think the senior citizens age limit's right at the right mark, 65.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. I would agree with that.
But when I heard classic rock, man, I could not. Let me know what makes you guys feel old. And I know when there's a lot of stuff my kids do that make me feel old. But Carl Little says Peyton 3-point shooting has really improved. Guys, we got listen, we got like 5 minutes left on the show here because we got started a little bit late. But JJ, we're giving away the Tommy Maynard's Auto $250 grand prize. And I'm going to let you pick a number between 1 and 30. And I'm going to hide your phone here. A number between 1 and 30. And somebody's going to win $250 code hard cash.
I'm going to pick two numbers just in case one of the numbers isn't in the comment section.
Okay.
I'm going to pick the number 4. And I'm going to pick the number 23.
4 and 23. Okay, so you pick 4 first.
Yeah.
Let me see. Do we got a number 4? We got a 3, 7, 20. We got 23.
Oh, we do?
Oh, we do. We got a number 4, Christy Meddings.
Oh.
So, and I actually know who Christy Meddings is. I grew up. She was a friend of mine, good friend for a long time. And she has a daughter that cheered at Tulsa.
Really?
And ended up going to, trying to think of the name of the school. They're not there anymore. It's, man, it's escaping me. I'm in brain fart. Anderson Broadus, I think. She ended up going to cheer in Anderson Broadus. And now I think she goes to Marshall. So, Christy, $250 off your next purchase at Tommy Maynard Auto. Go down, get you a car today, and save yourself $250 courtesy of Tommy Maynard Auto Sales. So we have Whitey Little winning the 2 cases of Pepsi, Kim Davis Smith winning the gas card, and then the pizza we still haven't gave away. So we'll give the pizza to the second number you picked, which was 23.
Yes,
and that goes to Jeremy Pinson.
Jeremy Pinson, congratulations, man.
He is the owner of Punk's Tires.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so make sure you guys go see him. So those are our big winners today. Guys, we've had a great show. Peyton Mullins coming in with the comic books.
Yeah, I really enjoy talking to him. And again, the other Peyton.
Yeah. Well, Peyton Mullins will be at Page Street tomorrow from 11 to 7 signing his astonishing all-star comic book. And then I think it is, I think he said that they're going to have a following for the second issue that comes out. So you'll be able to catch him and get your first copy signed when he puts the new chapter out. But Peyton Davis joining us. JJ, I told you the kid wouldn't disappoint.
Man, he's a good kid. And one of the things that stood out to me the most is how much he cares about his community.
Unbelievable. And like I said, you don't see kids that put that kind of work and time and care into their community, especially when they're 17, 18-year-old kids. Most of them's worried about cell phones, video games, stuff.
He's out here trying to save lives.
Yeah.
I mean, literally.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable what the kid does, and no doubt that kid will go on to do something special in life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and of course, we got slided in Liv Dunn.
Yes.
5th year, 8.3 million is what she's estimated to make.
Insane.
Guys, if you don't know who Liv Dunn is, Google her. I promise you guys will like it. Girls, I don't know if you're a gymnastics fan, you might like her. But big shout out. And the thing is, she dates she dated the best college baseball player.
Really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I think he went number 1 in the MLB draft.
That is wow.
Yeah,
It's got to
so-
be really because there's like aren't there like 7 rounds in the MLB drafts or something like that?
Yeah, so she's going to be racking in the cash. So big shout out to Liv Dunn. But guys, we will have a long break, and I'm making sure that we didn't leave anything off our topics here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about it. We talked about the Jaylen Brown snub. Also, I would like to see, forget Derek White. I wish they would have offered Cooper Flagg a spot like they did Christian Laettner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he would have been one that, like, that kid is really good. I was blown away at the way it was like there was one possession where I believe he got blocked, and then the very next possession down the court, he got a nice defensive stop and then came right back down the court and gave somebody a bucket. Like he just shows no fear.
Well, JJ, we got to get to work. So, guys, it's coming that day. You guys, hope you guys have a great weekend. Again, want to thank everybody, all the businesses that gave gifts, all the businesses that sponsored the Startup Morning Show. Guys, don't forget, IGA Breakfast. It's the bomb diggity, as we would say back in our classic 90 days, JJ.
Would they say it's lit now or something?
Yeah, it's lit now.
I don't know what the kids say anymore.
But it's the bomb diggity. IGA Breakfast. Make sure you guys get out there. Tell them D&D Sports sent you. I know when I'm leaving here, JJ, we filled up on breakfast, but before we hit the road selling, we're going to go grab us some lunch at IGA. So make sure you guys go see IGA in Warfield. Thank you, Brad Pack. Thank you, Tommy Maynard, Justin Kirk, and Tabby Davis, and our friends at the Warfield Zip Zone for giving away the gifts today. We hope more businesses get involved. I'm sure they will. And guys, we will see you bright and early Monday morning at 8 a.m. Once again, have a great weekend, and thank you for joining us. Good day from JJ Pruitt and Darryl McCoy.